Joffrey, Renly, Robb Stark, they're all thieves. They'll bend the knee or I'll destroy them.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Citadel with me, Grand Maester Stitch, where we're returning to our House Darklyn playthrough yet again, where we are now kings of all of the Trident almost. A couple of Iron lands that we need to take, a couple of lands that the Lannisters have took that we do need to reclaim as well. There was a ton of new areas that we needed new lordships for, and you guys didn't fail me. As always, you've come up with some really awesome names. You come up with that many awesome names, I didn't even get a chance to use them all, but the others have been written down and put in reserve, ready for as soon as we get new lands. The ones that slightly missed out was one that I really wanted, but as we didn't have enough to do all three, I'm going to hold off on them, and that was, considering we've got House Ravenclaw, someone said we should finish the set with the Harry Potter theme and go with House Gryffindor, Slytherin, and Hufflepuff. So as soon as we get 3 new lands, I'll be going for all 3 of those to finish the set. And then there was House Trotter as well, which I will be bringing in as soon as we've got another 4th land as well. But the ones that have made it in, I just kept it fair and went with the ones that came in first. We have House Shatteraxe of the Cape of Eagles, a nice white axe on orange. Gives me Josso vibes, that does, of the Knights of Andalia. Over in Rushmore, we have House Torek, a blue, 2-coloured blue fish on white, which looks really nice. I decided to go with them down near the Trident, near the Green Fork, considering that they've got a fish as their sigil. Down in the Blue Fork, oh no, that was Ravenclaw, sorry, no, in Wickham, we have House Raven Wind, which is a white raven on black, which looks really nice. Children, we obviously had House Chiltern that we did in the last episode. Where else? We have House Fairmarket, where we have House Goodsman, which is, I really liked this sigil as it was very, very different, which is awesome. Old Gods as well, which is cool. In Blackrush, we have House Gruff with the black goat on white. I thought Blackrush would be a nice place as it went nice with the sigil, the name of Blackrush. In Maidstone, we have House Miller, of course, that we did in the last episode. In Marlet Bay, we have House Kraken's Bane with a red kraken on blue. I know it's an octopus, but that's the closest we can get to a kraken, unfortunately, with the sigils that are available on game. In Gravesham, we have our House Avian, which is a blue eagle on black, which also looks very nice. I'm really happy with how that looks. I'm pretty sure there was some more, or was that it for now? That could have been it for now, as obviously in Willowwood we already have House Rygar. In the Red Fort we already have House Viperin, but we do have Mistlewood, Stilfen and Canet that we need to try and get from the Ironborn at the first chance that we do get, so that we can finish the Lordships of Seaguard, the Trident and the Crossing. And then in those 3 Lordships we'll probably put Gryffindor, Hufflepuff and Slytherin. Stilfen sounds like a nice place for Slytherin, doesn't it? Then Mistlewood could be Hufflepuff, Canet, Gryffindor, as it's nearest to the Lannisters. And then we obviously have House Trotter to put in, and then any other awesome names that you guys do come up with as we move forward. Right, so we are currently at war with the Stormlands, defending House Peak, who are our Reachman allies. We've got our 15,000 men here, who are currently marching down south to attack this 10,000 Stormlander army. We can raise a lot more manpower now that we have all that new land. We can raise 24,000. We've currently only got 15,000 raised. We won't raise any more for now. We'll keep the troops that we've got. We are currently trying to get our claims as well upon King's Landing or the Blackwater Rush. We've already got the claim on Stokeworth and Hayford, so we'll press those claims first chance we get as well to get control of the Blackwater area, which I really want to do. Best upon you and your house. I, Lord Duncan of Rollingford, accept your proposal for a non-aggression pact. Good. Thank you very much, Lord of Rollingford. Right. There's a huge Peak army there as well. We might not even get a chance to get involved in this battle by the looks of it. The Peak and Lannister force. Oh no, the Peak and Lannister force, though, does look like they're going to get their arses handed to them by the Durrandon host. And if you remember, we also have the Durrandons of Yeeti, so it'll be interesting to see if they come sailing over from the other end of the world. But we should be able to win this easier. Your Grace, King Zachary, Morrigus is under attack from Valyria. No, I'm not even going to bother reading the rest. I'm not getting involved with any sort of war with Valyria. I'm not stupid. And whoa, what's going on here? King Lorimor the Rash inherited Castle of Goldmellow from Lady... Why do we now have Durrandons in the Reach? King Milas of the Reach of House Durrandon. Is that the same person who owns the Stormlands? No, that is Storm King Clifford. So, how are you related to this current Lord of the Reach? Because that's very... King Miles of the Reach. So he's your cousin. That's interesting. How did that happen? That is very interesting. Damn, the Durrandons are taking over the world. So, his heir is his daughter, but then it'll probably go to his cousin. So if he dies and his daughter dies, House Durrandon are going to own all of the Reach. That's a pretty daunting thought. But House Durrandon are literally taking over the world. So his mother was a gardener, and for whatever reason, she did marry matrimonially in the... Okay, no idea how that's worked out, but that is absolutely terrifying, how much strength House Durrandon are now getting. So we need to try and get these lands around the Blackwater before they end up getting joined together, because that would be, well, we literally wouldn't be able to rival them. Several tavern owners in Rosby have come forward to your court with complaints against Sir Derrimond of Shoreham. Apparently he has gone on drunken rampages in all of their establishments, and they are demanding compensation. Sir Derrimond claims to have no memory of the night in question. Okay, Sir Derrimond shall compensate the tavern owners. Yes, he shall. He's going to have to pay that. Up, and there we go. We've managed to smash the Durrandon host now with the Lannister host that is aiding us, so that's good. That gives us 11% war score in favour of House Peak. Let's... Oh, this is very well defended, so we're not going to siege that. Let's march on Storm's End, and we've also got a Durrandon house here as well. The Durrandons literally own everything. They're terrifying. I don't really want to be getting involved in this war too much. Unfortunately, there's not a lot else we can do at present, so we're just going to let our prestige and money improve whilst we help out. Your Grace, after much talk, the most devout have finally selected a new High Septon. His Holiness has renounced any worldly name and is no longer a man, but an avatar of the gods themselves. May his reign be blessed. High Septon the 7th. Surely there would have been more than 7 High Septons by now. The alliance between King Zachary and Lord Mathis has broken down. Okay, so our alliance with the Peaks has broken down. Can we reform this alliance? Considering we're at war defending you, can we just march our troops home now then and not get... I'm not going to get involved then. If we've not got our alliance with the Peaks anymore, we'll march our men home. A son was born to Prince Glendon of the Dustlands and Princess Wenella of the Dustlands named Aegon. Aegon Darklyn. Ah, yes, this is our bastard son, our heir. So let's have a look at old Aegon Darklyn. Okay, nothing impressive with him yet. I will keep that name. An interesting name. Let's go with the Pride focus. Let's try and get him martial based early on. Let's march our troops home. Disband them. I'm not helping out if we don't have our alliance. It looks like they've got things under control anyway. Your Grace, I would like to politely remind you of the gold that the Dustlands owes my house. Who are you? I don't remember owing you any money. You should not have a single coin for it. How much do I owe you? 93 gold? I'll pay the interest and we'll extend the loan for now. I'm not paying that out. Ah, perfect. My liege, my working King's Landing seems to have come to fruition. By bribing, cajoling, extorting, threatening, and forging documents, I've managed to fabricate a claim on the lordship of King's Landing, presently held by Lord Byra of King's Landing. I leave it up to you whether to press it or not. Of course, we're going to use it. And then we will fabricate a claim on... Oh, do we go for Farron Cross or Chittering Brook? Let's go for Chittering Brook and we'll try and go up and around Sharp Point first before conquering more of these lands. We'll try and get the coastal lands. Let's get these men home quickly. My sister, Princess Wenella, has not been herself lately. I've noticed how she has lost weight and been overcome by episodes of intense fatigue. Apparently the underlying cause is a cancerous growth which is sucking the life out of her. Call for a physician at once. Probably not going to do much there. At least she did give our son an heir before she got ill. I know that's not very compassionate of me, but that's all that matters in CK2, isn't it? Continuing your line. You can always get a new bride. At least that son does have full Darklyn blood now. The High Septon has declared an anathema upon your enemy, Storm King Clifford Durrandon. Perfect. That's good in our favour. Right. Let's disband all of our troops. Let our armies recover. Can we go to war with the Iron Islands straight off? How much manpower do they have? 20,000 compared to our 22,000. So we've lost a couple of thousand. Would be a risky war, but they look like they're already at war. They're already at war defending against King Eddard of the North in Northern Ironborn de Jure War over the Stony Shore, and they're also invading Old Town. So they're pretty busy, but as always seems to be the case, I'll declare war on them and they'll focus all their attention at me. Wow, Iron King Goran has a lot of martial ability. Right, let's have a look. Declare war. De Jure claim on Cannock. Can we not do them all at once? No, we can only do one at a time, unfortunately. Which one do we want to go for? Which one's most impressive? We've got Cannock, which is 3 holdings. Stilfon's 4 holdings, but Stilfon is pretty much locked up in our land. No one else is going to try and press that. I think Cannock would be the best one to try and go for first. Do we want to do that? Do we want to do it now? Yeah, why not? Declare war. De Jure claim on Cannock. We need to get that under our control. They will surely honour their obligations. Let's see how much manpower we can muster then. Apparently it's going to be a lot. Let's get all of you. Let's meet up in the God's Fort. It's probably our most impressive province. Let's call up the fleet here. At least we've got a decent amount of army from Driftmark now. Sail around to Dara. Get our troops together and hopefully we can perform a pretty decent assault upon Cannet and take it pretty easily. We can get Stilfen and Mistlewood under siege as well. Lord Aaron of Cracklaw Baron has formed an alliance with Lord Perkin of Diadem. That's fine. Hopefully it won't affect us too much. We should have a decent amount of manpower. 22, just under 23,000. That's a decent amount of manpower. That should be okay. Hopefully, because they're pretty occupied elsewhere and most of their provinces are spread out, we should be okay if we keep all our armies in big units. The God's Fort obviously is going to have a huge supply chain as well, so our army's going to have no trouble there. We could probably start getting some claims upon the Vale soon and start conquering those. I don't know what kingdom to go for next. I want to try and maybe conquer all of Westeros with House Darklyn. We've not really done that on the channel yet. Started as one house and conquered all of Westeros. And House Darklyn are situated in the perfect place for a house to conquer all of Westeros. Your Greys, I've collected ample tax revenue in the Dustlands. Perfect, 52 gold. Your Grace, a raven has arrived from Lord Duncan at Rollingford. He has announced a wedding between Lewis Waters and Alona Blackwood. Only the formality of your agreement is now needed. They have my assent, of course. We want to keep our bannermen on side. I will be glad when this bastard finally dies. How is our Legitimized bastard? Okay, he's not the best traits-wise, but he's not as unlikable as King Zachariah, so there's always that. Yeah, here we go. We're going to have about 22,000 men. Perfect. Merged together. We don't have a great amount of commanders. We do have Duncan Orion, who's pretty good. He's the one-handed Knight of the Antlers, who's pretty impressive, to be fair. Septon Roland has been a leal and able servant, having successfully completed many tasks in aid of the Dustlands. It will be seen as a right and honourable course to reward him with certain incomes and grants as to foster greater loyalty. Agreed, we'll send him some gold. Who else have we got? We've got Lord Farman, and then ourselves, apparently. I don't know. Are we actually a decent commander? 14. Have we got a better commander? Not really. We do have Lord Ryger, actually, who is a siege leader, so we'll get him involved. Siege leaders are always very, very useful. Oh, we need to actually move over the Farman army. Let's disband the fleet. Then again, we may need our fleet. We can call up more manpower from Sea God now, which is awesome. 700 men. Let's march them onto the Trident then. I simply cannot bear the sight of my brother John. What with his perfect body and happy life, after seeing how much he cares about keeping a balanced diet and a healthy body, I started to wonder if I couldn't ruin him with just a few well-placed words. Are you sick, John? You look bloated today. Dear the gods, John, I can see your bones sticking out. This is too petty even for me. He's a bear, for God's sake. Why are you jealous of how a bear looks? Right, yeah, we're going to need to actually call up our fleets, aren't we, and send them round to the other coast, as we're probably going to need them to invade the Iron Islands. So let's send those all around and we'll dock those. Oh, I don't think I actually... Did I do it? Yes, I did. We'll dock those in Marlott Bay. Got 21,000 men here, just waiting for the stragglers. There they are. Merged together. Let's march on to Stilfen. We'll send these 4 ships as well to Marlott Bay. This could be quite a drawn-out war. Wars with the Ironborn always seem to drag on for eternity. Let's see who's going to arrive first. Will our men arrive in Stilfen first, or will our ships arrive in Marlott Bay? Your reports from Rosby that his charity work on your behalf is proceeding well. The poor have been fed and your pie standing has improved. Good. That's good to know. Okay, and our 22,000 men have arrived. Oh, God, and we've got a pretty atrocious supply line by the looks of things. Let's merge together. What is the supply line here? Only 14,000, so yeah, we need to split in half, and we'll send 11,000 straight on to Kayanet instead. It's going to be an easy siege here, so it's fine. The Starks are sieging Mistlewood, so we'll leave them to themselves. Your Master at Arms, Sir Duncan Darkwing, has expressed a desire to get married. I will find him someone nice. Let's have a look who we have got. There's a whore. She's 42, so you're not going to produce any heirs on her. There's got to be someone younger. What about someone with decent traits? Let's have a look. Wow, 21-year-old. Perfect, but she is from Cohort, but she's got the genius trait, so let's see if we can marry you to her. Bless when you in your house. I accept your suggestion that Sir Duncan and Orella get married. Perfect. Great news. Right. How well defended is this? 600, so we'll go for the assault straight away on Stilfin. It'll be an easy win. Kayonet's also pretty poorly defended. We've only got Zachary in charge. Let's go for Monfred Crab and Monfred Cole. And then we need one more command. Oh no, we've already got 3 commanders here. That's fine. How well defended is the next province? Pretty poor, so we'll just go all out and assault it. And there's one more province left. There we go. That's that under control. Let's march on to Marlet Bay. We're going to have to actually go to the Iron Islands, aren't we? Which is annoying. A woman accused of witchcraft in Duskendale has been dragged before your court. Several witnesses have seen her performing dark rituals in her secluded hut, possibly related to recent crop failures. She claims innocence, and it falls on you to determine her fate. She'll be burnt at the stake. We're a crazed lunatic. Of course we're going to enjoy burning someone. And our stewardship's gone up, which is cool. There we go. We've got 101 fleets here now. 107 fleets, sorry. Let's go for the assault here on Kayonet. Perfect. Yeah, we're going to have to go over to the Iron Islands. This is a pain in the arse. Most of it's already under siege by the looks of it. Right, let's take these 10,000 men straight over to Pike then. And then we'll come back for the rest once the siege of Kayonet is completed. Which is now. Didn't take that long, actually. Let's dock the men in Pike. And then we'll bring the fleet back. Nothing better than going over and raping the Ironborn, is there, the bastards. My young son has finished his education in military strategy and command. I notice with pride that he has attained nothing less than a masterful level of knowledge. He's a brilliant commander. That's awesome news. And he's got flat terrain expert and defender. Awesome. So at least he's a really good commander, even if he's not the best of fighters. So that's good. We need to bring the Riverland fleet back once they dock on Pike, which is taking them a long time. Aegon Darkling has arrived at your court. Shouldn't he have already been at our court? We want to try and get... Oh, he's got decent diplomacy and stewardship, actually. Okay, we'll keep an eye on it. Right, let's bring these fleets back to Kayonet. Keep our eye on the Ironborn, because I just know that even though they're at war with 3 other kingdoms, they'll attack us instead. Okay, and Pike's fully under siege, so let's march on to Volmark instead. Let's embark the rest of the army, and we'll take those to Orkmont maybe instead. And start getting the Iron Islands under siege. Hopefully the supply line's not too bad. Our charity work in Rosby's going good. Perfect. Gain more prestige. Let's dock this army in Orkmont. Yeah, the supply line is atrocious, and they're so well defended. This is the only problem with the Iron Islands. Supply limit, 16,000. No, we should be okay. We're not even over the limit. Supply line, 16,000. Okay, wow, my god, Orkmont's ridiculously well defended. Let's march on to Harlaw instead then. Stone Tree, sorry. My daughter Princess Bess has been mourning the loss of her late husband for over a year now and is still reluctant to get remarried. She did have a son, Stephen P. Stop this nonsense. Let her grieve in peace. We'll let her grieve in peace for now. She's produced an heir for House Peak and we've lost that alliance anyway. Hosting Green has had wonders made by man added to their treasurer. Interesting. King Zachary, I've listened to the advice of a group of my Benaman, led by Lord Aenes Unar of Ataranta. I hereby enact a series of law empowering my council to act and vote on matters pertaining the governments of the High Lordship of the God's Eye. Signed, Prince John the Bear of House Darklyn. This is going to be a pain in the arse. The Iron Islands just suck. That's why it's never worth invading them, because the lands are worthless and shit, and they just drain the life out of all your forces. Could we bring the... That is so well defended. And we're losing men like mad. And fate smiles upon me. My wife, Janea, is pregnant. Awesome. She looks a bit ropey and rough, don't she, for a 16-year-old? She looks well old. What's the supply line over here? 16,000. But apparently the supply line here is 16,000. Are we losing men for other reasons? Attrition out of supply. Okay. We've been out of supplies for 57 days. Okay. Where should we march to? Let's march to Volmark instead. Let's keep all our men on one island. How well defended is this? Perfect. Stone Tree isn't as well defended as the other provinces, so that's good. We can get that under our control. At least then we can dock our fleet. Your Grace, we have received word that the dragon torments... I don't care. Do not care. Right, let's march this army onto that Harlaw army and try and get... Oh, they buggered off. Never mind. I was hoping to actually manage to do some damage war score wise. We've got 35% war score though, which isn't bad. They're not over on our shores, are they? No, just that Peak army. That's good. I want that war with the Stormlands and House Peak to end as soon as possible so that we can press our claims against the Stormlands whilst they're fairly weak. Perfect, we've almost got Stone Tree under siege. And perfect, Harlaw Hill isn't that well defended either. Even better. Absolutely perfect. And Stone Tree has finally fallen. Perfect. At first, the signs were small and easily dismissed as a coincidence, but now they are becoming too frequent to be ignored. The omens surrounding my wife's pregnancy are terrible. Oh, lovely. Perfect. Stone Tree's only one province. Well, that's not great, is it? Let's march on to Volmart, and we are going to have to march through that army, unfortunately. At least we can dock our ships now, though, making life a little bit easier. Should we go for the assault? What's the fort level here of Harlaw Hill? Harlaw Hall, sorry. 7, so not amazing. That's so well defended though, Volmart. Damn, 3,000. I won't go for the assault. We'll grind it down. We'll grind it down. Your Grace, since I arrived in Duskendale, there's never been a shortage of soldiers. Perfect. To levy reinforcement of 50%. It is good tradition to have some gossips around a pregnant woman in order to keep her calm and distracted from the tribulations of this delicate time in her life. As Janaea's husband, it is my duty to provide her with the support she needs. She needs familiar faces around her. We gain prestige, piety, and she gains health, so that's all pretty good. A couple of holdings and stuff have been built, which is perfect. Our Demence is too big, because we need to give those away. I think one was in River Run, so we'll landed title, the Castle of Havencroft. I'll sort them out in a second. We'll sort them out in a second. When I can have a proper look at them more in detail. Can we assault this shit? I don't dare. We'll grind it down. We'll grind it down. It's too risky. So Duncan Darklyn has been a Leal-enabled servant. Yes, he has. So we shall reward him with some gold. I won't give him land because we've not got... Then again, we could give him land. Then again, no, because I want to keep him as our Master at Arms. He's an impressive Master at Arms. We're at 52% war score now, which is good. Get a couple more sieges. Hopefully it'll give us that war score. We could do with actually fighting some Ironborn in battle to get some more war score. Let's go for the assault here now. Harlaw Hall's got to fall pretty easily. Yes, it has. Perfect. My god, Volmart is so well defended. Let's bring the ships around to Harlaw Hall instead. Be a better place to leave the fleet in the capital. Fear has loosened its grip on me, and I stand tall against the things I used to fear. No one can call me Craven anymore. Perfect. But we will end this episode here and continue our war against the Ironborn in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching as always, and thank you for all the awesome house and sigil recommendations. The ones that didn't get used this episode will get used as soon as we take over more land, so don't worry about that. Please don't forget to like and comment down below, and I'll see you all very soon for the next episode.